Do you wish you could quit teaching and start working from home so you could spend more time with your babies? Are you tired of scouring the internet for legit jobs that will replace your teaching income and that you can do from home in your PJs? Hey mama, welcome to Ditch the Classroom. I know you're over there Googling jobs for teachers, legit work at home jobs, or start a side hustle, yet you can't figure out how to take that first step toward quitting teaching. So instead, you stay stuck, do nothing, or start random side hustles to make quick money. Virtual assistance is the answered prayer you've been waiting for. My name's Ariana, and I'm a former teacher turned work-at-home mom who replaced my teaching income as a virtual assistant in just 6 months. I did this by taking a step of faith and following the dream that God placed on my heart to be home with my babies. Sister, your dreams pale in comparison to God's dreams for you. Imagine offering services that light you up and having a job that works around your life and not the other way around. This is the podcast for you. It's time to take that first step out of teaching. Are you ready? Here we go.
Welcome back to another episode of Quick Tip Thursday here on the Ditch Classroom podcast. Today's episode, I'm giving y'all the Virtual Assistant 101, covering what is a virtual assistant and how you can become one. So I'm going to share with you 3 simple steps you can take in order to become a virtual assistant and replace your teaching income while working from home with your babies. First off, let me just give y'all the breakdown on what a virtual assistant is. So a virtual assistant, or a VA for short, is someone who provides services for a business from a remote location. Virtual assistants can work with small businesses or big corporations, totally whatever you want to do. They typically work on a contract basis, which means they're hired for either a one-off project or a monthly ongoing project, but they're not an employee. So as a virtual assistant, you get to decide when you work, what services you offer, who you work with, and what you get paid. Virtual assistants get paid anywhere from $25 an hour to $100 an hour, depending on what services you charge. When you get more into the higher level services, you can charge, I've even seen more than $100 an hour. You also do not need years of experience to be able to charge those higher prices. One of the great things about becoming a virtual assistant is you don't even need prior experience at all. You just need to have a willingness to learn and the ability to figure things out as you go. So let's just jump into the 3 steps you need to take in order to become a virtual assistant. So step number 1, first thing you need to do in order to become a VA is to pick which services you want to offer. There are seriously over 100 different services to choose from, and the great thing is that you get to decide what services you want to provide and which ones you have no interest in. You do not need a degree or prior experience in the service that you want to offer. Again, you just need to have a willingness to learn. Now, in our free workshop that we have coming up, I'll be going over all of the different service options that you can choose from. So we'll talk more about that at the end of this episode. Step number 2 is once you've decided on your services, you need to create some sort of packages to show your potential clients what their options are. I usually recommend 2 to 3 different options for your clients to choose from. You don't want to offer too many different things and have too many different packages because then it just gets overwhelming for your client to decide, but have a couple different options. Some people don't include their prices with their packages when they present it to a client. I recommend including your prices. That way, clients have a ballpark idea of your rates before you even waste the time getting on a discovery call or any of that. It'll weed out the people that really can't afford you and save you some time. Step number 3 is that once you've got these 2 foundational pieces figured out, then you're ready to start looking for clients. I recommend 4 places to look for clients. Number 1, my favorite is in entrepreneur Facebook groups. This is where I found 90% of my clients and where many of my students in the Teacher Turned Freelancer Academy have found their clients. There are so many businesses out there looking for help in these different groups. So you can go and just search Facebook and join some and see what's out there. The next place I recommend looking for clients for your virtual assistant business is on Instagram. Instagram's a great way to connect with businesses who are already on there. You can go into the hashtags that different businesses might be using for the type of business you want to work with. So for example, if you're interested in working with people in the wedding industry, you could go into wedding hashtags and start interacting with the businesses that are using those hashtags, and then build that relationship with them. And then hopefully they'll come over to your page and be like, ooh, I need that service. I need to hire this girl. Okay, so Instagram is a great place to network with potential clients. LinkedIn is another really good place to find clients. Now, LinkedIn is kind of more for like the bigger corporations, bigger businesses that might be hiring. And so they might be a little bit more structured in like how they want you to do things. If you prefer working with like smaller, single person owned companies, I would recommend going with like the Facebook groups or Instagram, but LinkedIn is a great place too. And then the fourth place you can find clients for your new virtual assistant business is through the people that you already know. This is called your warm market. So I always recommend to my students to make a post on your Facebook and let everybody know what you're doing. Let them know what services you're offering now, what a virtual assistant can do. You never know who is already in your network that might need those services, or maybe they know somebody who needs them. So maybe they don't personally need them, but they know somebody who does. I always recommend that. And a lot of people are scared, like maybe you're still teaching and don't really want your coworkers or your admin to know that you're doing this. You can go to your settings and click show everyone except, and then you can select the people that you don't want to see the post. So that's kind of a workaround for that. All right, so real quick, let's just review these 3 steps that you need to take in order to become a virtual assistant. First one is you need to pick which services you want to offer. Second is that you need to create your packages for your potential clients. And then the third step is that you need to start looking for clients. All right, I mentioned our free workshop before. I want to go ahead and mention it again. On Thursday, January 19th, I will be hosting a free workshop where I'm going to be teaching you the number 1 way to leave teaching in 6 months or less. If you haven't guessed it already, it's by becoming a virtual assistant. But in this workshop, I'm really going to break down for you guys how you can replace your teaching income from home with your babies by your side and finally pay off all of that debt or take those dream family vacations. We're going to cover the 5 P's that you need in your virtual assistant business. So kind of builds off of this episode today. We're going to be covering even more things. So make sure to come and register for the free workshop at arianavernier.com/free-workshop. That's arianavernier.com/free-workshop, or you can find the link in the show notes. And if you have a question that you would like for me to answer for you here on the Quick Tip Thursday episodes, come into our free Facebook community. That's at facebook.com/groups/Ditch the Classroom. Scroll to the Quick Tip Thursday post, leave a comment on there. I am more than happy to answer your questions, and it makes me so happy to keep doing that. All right, y'all, I love you so much, and we will see you next time.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'd love to bless you with a free gift as a thank you. All you have to do is leave a review of the show on Apple Podcasts, take a screenshot, and send it to podcast@ditchtheclassroom.com. I'll send you a code so you can snag my Ditch the Classroom toolkit for free. And don't forget to come hang out with us in our free community, facebook.com/groups/Ditch the Classroom. I'm so honored to support you in your journey to becoming a virtual assistant. Until next week, y'all, keep following the dreams that were placed on your heart so you too can ditch the classroom.